Welcome to the Football Show on PLZ Soccer. I'm Peter Martin, delighted to have your company. Our guests in the studio, Alan Ruff, as ever, alongside Barry Ferguson. And for obviously reasons, just to try and keep him sane, we've added Lee McCulloch to try and keep a lid on Barry's excitement over the last couple of weeks. So we'll see if it has any real effect. Fair bit of news to talk about today. OK, we will look at all the emerging stories today and, of course, look back over the weekend's goals in the Premiership across Saturday and Sunday. And we will discuss the ins and outs in Alex McLeish's Scotland squad for that Belgium game and Albania as well. First and foremost, we'll respect the Levine family's wishes. Nobody really wants to get into any kind of speculation on what's wrong with Craig Levein. All we know is he's been taken to hospital this morning. And I think right across the Scottish football community, Robbie, everybody hoping he has a speedy recovery. Yeah,
it's always a shame when you hear something like that. You know, you hope it isn't serious. I think Craig had a couple of instances where he had to go to hospital. I can't remember what it was for, but let's hope this isn't too serious.
Yep, absolutely. We wish him well. Everyone on the Football Show hopes to see him back in the dugout next week. So from Craig Levein, let's look to Alex McLeish. She was obviously talking today about the Scotland squad. Here, indeed, are the 23 names for the Scotland squad. First of all, Barry Ferguson. John Souttar is in there. Do you think he merits that call-up? Has it been accelerated due to the fact that Craig Levein mentioned that he has an Australian grandparent?
Yeah, probably, but obviously McKenna at Aberdeen suffered an injury, a hamstring injury against Rangers. But John Souttar's had a very good start to the season for Hearts. A young player with a lot of potential, so no, I'm not surprised that he's been called up.
OK, from a midfield perspective on this, when James MacArthur has mentioned that he doesn't want to be selected well up until Christmas, he's had back problems, and I think Alex McLeish hinted today that even if he is back fit and available, he's not sure that he wants to be selected in the future. Now, I would suggest to you that maybe James MacArthur might feel a little bit miffed at times because he's a good player in the Premiership on a regular basis, but he hasn't been able to get that regular starting place for Scotland. Do you think he's miffed, or is it just a case of he'll take his chances and might get a call back in?
I think it potentially could be a bit of both. He's playing there every week. When he's fit, there's no a week goes by when he's not selected. He's doing ever so well. They've picked up a couple of good results so far. So maybe when he sees he's not playing with his country, when he's playing at a higher level than other people, then maybe he is a little bit miffed, as you say.
Yeah. Should Ryan Jack feel as if he's worthy of a look?
I think so. I think he's been a standout this season after coming back from a bad injury. He's been a standout in the European games. Pataudry springs to mind how good he was up there. So yes, I think he could feel a little bit hard done by, but he just needs to keep going.
Yeah, OK. Now, I'm looking at you in the middle there. You were a man who played for your country, you know, on a regular basis. You know what's required at that level. Do you think he should be in there, or has he got a wee bit to go where he could maybe put a stronger case to Alex McLeish?
Well, if I'm Ryan Jack, I'd be disappointed. As Lee just said there, I think it's a fantastic start to the season. Obviously, Steven Gerrard rates him very highly. He's probably one of the first names on the team sheet. So I'm a little bit disappointed because I've been impressed with his performances for Rangers so far this season. But what he needs to do is just keep performing for Rangers on a weekly basis, and hopefully the next announcement of the squad he'll be involved.
Yeah, OK, this week could be quite a crucial week. Obviously, there's the Europa League return legs, which we'll get your thoughts on, Lance, but then there's the transfer window, Ruffy. You know, there's all wild speculation about players coming in and out. Hearts would like to see maybe Gareth McAuley. They're looking for a centre-back. They're hoping to get Dimitri Mitchell back from Manchester United on loan, all that deal to be confirmed. Rangers potentially being linked with a look at McAuley as well. And then obviously, we've mentioned EROS GREZDA from OSIJEK. They've been linked with a £2.7 million move for him, and Brendan Rodgers has already said he wants four new faces in before the end of the window.
Yeah, well, if you're a supporter at any of the clubs, that's what you want. You want to see new faces coming in. It always adds a bit of excitement. Always adds a bit of excitement in the dressing room as well when you get a new player walking through the door. So I think all these teams, particularly the ones that are chasing Rangers and Celtic, will want as many players as possible because it looks as if it's going to be an exciting year this year.
Yeah, you guys know better than most. Can you make a signing that makes an immediate impact in a big game like Celtic Rangers? I mean, I'm trying to think, as I'm sitting here next to you, of the one player that's been signed that's come into an Old Firm game as their debut and bang, changed it completely.
Was Tore Andre Flo make his debut in the...
Yeah, there's been a few. But listen, I like the way that Rangers are going about their business. I still think they're short of a couple of players. I still think they need another centre defender just in case of injuries, with the two are playing just now, and they another midfielder, whether it's a wide player or a central midfielder. So I still think there's money in the kitty for Steven Gerrard to go and strengthen. But listen, it's what a game it is to, if you do sign before that game on Sunday, it's a great game to go and play in.
Yeah, strangely enough, the one player that they were mentioning there, I think he's got a lot of experience in Gareth McAuley. If Hearts or indeed Rangers, I can understand Hearts because they've had a great experience with Aaron Hughes coming from the Premier League in England. He just fitted in, and look at his age.
I know he's done well, but I think McAuley would be a good sign for either of these two teams that you've mentioned. But going back to the signings with Celtic, I don't necessarily think the way Celtic have started the season that they need a big name signing, but I do think they need some signings to give a freshness to the players that are playing every week. So whether it be a signing just to make an impact off the bench, last 30 minutes, whatever it is, but I do think they would benefit from getting a couple of players in.
Yeah, and right across the board, I mean, you could name every one of them desperately trying to get someone. I mean, before we even look at the games at the weekend, you've got St Mirren, Alan Stubbs saying he needs new players. Neil McCann's been linked with it more than a few. At this point, it could be the difference between, your ambitions are top six, or it's all the way to December thinking, are we going to get out of this relegation playoff place?
It's certainly with the teams at the bottom who have had a difficult start, like the teams you mentioned, St Mirren and Dundee. I'm sure Alan Stubbs and Neil McCann will be desperate to add players to their squad. Certainly Dundee, for me, are playing good stuff. They're just missing that out-and-out goal scorer, and I'm sure Neil's still in the market to try and get another. And Alan Stubbs, again, he'll be wanting to freshen it up. He want to bring in 2 or 3 players. So I'm looking forward to the end of the transfer window. I think there could be a lot of activity up here.
Yeah, no point in asking you this question, Ruffy. It's maybe one for Lee, because we know exactly where we stand on it. Look at the sweat going on his brow now. Hampden or Murrayfield. I mean, do you stay with Hampden? It's a big week. This week we're expecting some decision coming from the 7 board members of the SFA.
Yep. For me, I think I like the tradition in Hampden, but I don't think you can play the international friendlies there with no atmosphere. But I would like to see Hampden stay and use it for the qualifiers, but the friendlies is a complete no-go for me.
I think we've got to keep it at Hampden. I get what Lee's saying. We've played in plenty friendly games when you're getting 20,000 or even 15,000. Maybe take it to an Easter Road or Tynecastle, but for me, the main games have got to be played at Hampden, and that's me not being disrespectful to Murrayfield. It's a fantastic stadium, but that's rugby stadium for me, and we keep our football through in Glasgow at Hampden.
Okay, don't forget, if you're really angry about that and you live anywhere other than Glasgow, it's at Barry Ferguson on Twitter. No, I'm only kidding you because he's too scared to have a Twitter account yet. Ruffy, we're trying to coax him, but he's not budging at the moment.
Quite rightly as well.
No. Yeah. Do you want me to be on the show, Jeremy?
Well, the reason why Ruffy's saying quite rightly is Ruffy's got a Twitter account, but he can't use his phone, can't text, and he's got no chance of answering anybody back. Although you do have a Twitter account, just out of curiosity. You don't strike me as a person. You're like him. The last thing you two need is the truth. Have you got a Twitter account?
Yes, I have, yes.
Oh, fantastic. Okay, we'll put that up by the end of the programme, and then pelters will ensue for the whole week in the build-up to the game. I can just... listen, you would easily get to about 20,000 followers within about a day. I'm being kind on that.
But
that's just the people who don't like him.
Exactly. Okay, we're going to get these guys to give us their thoughts on the big game come Sunday. Of course, we'll get the Europa League insight as well, but what about the weekend's football?
It was the perfect start for Gary Holt as Livy boss, Jack Hamilton and Alan Lithgow securing a vital 3 points away at St Mirren. One goal settled this match in Hearts' favour, but a controversial red card for Gary Dicker allowed Hearts an advantage and the winning goal from Uki Ikpeazu. Hibs and Aberdeen shared the points at Easter Road. Tommy Hoban scored his first goal for the Dons. Ryan Porteous and Gary Mackay-Stephen were lucky to escape with yellow cards. Jamie McLaren scored a well-deserved equaliser late on for Hibs. St Johnstone welcomed Dundee to McDermott Park and the Dark Blues had a number of good chances to score. But Tony Watt's fourth goal in 3 games sealed a 1-0 win for the Saints. Is Dundee boss Neil McCann under pressure? 6 goals at Fir Park and Danny Johnson set Motherwell on their way with the opener. Kyle Lafferty's equaliser was quickly followed by Carl McHugh putting Motherwell back in front before Lafferty and Ejaria gave Rangers the lead right up until injury time when an equaliser from Peter Hartley made it 3-3. The Green Brigade didn't think Dedrick Boyata was fit to wear the Celtic jersey, but he was fit enough to score Celtic's only goal and the winner against Hamilton Accies early in the second half.
OK, the Green Brigade made their feelings known with the banner, not fit to wear the jersey. Now, I'm going to cut the boys some slack here, Ruffy, on the basis that every player at some point wants to further their career, they want to move on. It's everybody's right to do that. Maybe some of the fans are miffed at the way it's all been handled rather than the boy himself, but he kept his composure, stayed focused at the weekend, had a good game and scored the winner. Yeah,
it hasn't been handled well at all, you know, from everybody at the club, and I have to put Brendan Rodgers into that as well. And when he was the one that came out and said he isn't here in Europe because his head's not there, and also he isn't fit as well. So if you're feeding out that information to supporters are just want to see the best players on the park. But if you're leading everybody to believe that this guy doesn't want to put the jersey on, that's the way supporters are going to react. So you just have to deal with it. I mean, it was good to see him scoring and the reaction to all the other players, but if you look at his reaction, there was something lacking there. I don't know what it was. He wasn't particularly, feeling great about it. So there's something sort of just hanging about there.
I still can't see him being a Celtic player by the end of the window.
No, I doubt it myself, but you've got to take your hat off to Boyata. I mean, good character, going out. Listen, Lee will tell you and Ruff will tell you, you see the banners where you're on that pitch, and to get through it, play decent enough. A couple of friends I knew were at the game. Scored obviously the winner. So he showed good character. But it's a difficult situation. I'm with Ruffy. I don't think it's been handled well at all. I know a lot goes on to the Boyata himself, but listen, there's a lot of people in his picking his brains or whatever. It could be agents or advisors or whatever. So it's been a hard one, but fair play to him. He went out and Sunday and done well and scored the winner for Celtic.
Yeah, over and above that, as well as Brendan Rodgers saying he wants 4 players, Lee, you guys have already discussed the fact where they think they need a wee bit of freshening up on this. The speculation is that Marseille are still hovering about Dembele. You surely don't risk the wrath of every Celtic fan by selling one of your top players that can score the goals on Sunday.
No, I'd be very surprised if Dembele leaves. He's scored all firm hat-tricks before. At a time now, I think the pressure's on Celtic on Sunday. I think if they win, they'll go 4 points clear, and there's a gap already. So it's got the showcase of a real good top game.
Yeah, I'm going to get your prediction on it shortly. Don't worry about that, and let's hope you don't fudge the issue or become predictable. The other aspect of this is, I just have to say, apologies to all Hearts fans, because they're the only ones with a 100% record. If Celtic were to beat Rangers, they'd go 4 points clear of Rangers, but the Jambos are in fine form, Ruffy. Even when they're not playing good, they're getting goals. Ikpeazu looks a snip of a boy. I mean, I just thought it was a great header to win the game. Although, did Willie Collum do them a favour?
Yeah, I think he did. I think the commandment manager got it right. The game was pretty even up to then. I think I would give him a wee bit of slack, because we've all got the advantage of watching it. Or can we see it again? I think the way the boy went in, but when you see it again, it's cleared up. It's definitely not a dangerous, a violent tackle of any sort at all. It was just went in and he just caught the boy. I think the boy rolling a bit made maybe Willie Collum make his mind up that he did make contact, but when you see it time and time again, it's just a good challenge.
Yeah, okay. What about the potential for Hearts to have a really good season? I've been well impressed with them.
Yeah, I've been impressed, but I called it. I thought Kilmarnock would have got something out of the game, obviously for the simple fact of Hearts losing two very good players and experienced players in Berra and Lafferty. But it just shows you how good a squad they've got, what good players he's brought in, and he's also looking to add to that. So I can see Hearts been a challenge this season. I'm not saying they're going to finish in second place, but they're certainly going to have a better season than they did last year, that's for sure.
Yeah, you've had a good start to the season with your predictions, but I think today, Ruffy, I think Fergie's going to be pegged back. I think once we do the overall scores, I think he could be neck and neck with us all. There's been a few he's got wrong.
I haven't had a chance to check them at the weekend. So.
I just felt, first couple of weeks I was really good, but
Lee's looking around and thinks, wow, humility and Ferguson in the
changed manager, got older, he changed it.
Absolutely. Hibs Aberdeen. Now, we've looked at it, debated it. Derek McInnes said it was a Stonewall penalty. You've had a look at it on a couple of occasions. Should they have had a Stonewall penalty that would have given Aberdeen a 2-goal advantage at the time if they'd scored the penalty?
The one on young Ferguson?
Yeah.
Yes, for me it's 100% penalty. It's just, I think when he's took his touch, he's took it away for the defender and it's made it look as if the defenders had contact, but you can see again for the replay there's been no contact whatsoever. But that's a game out with the Old Firm, 18,000 fans there. It's a fantastic turnout. It just shows you. But I think Hibs are looking very good as well. Aberdeen have finished second for the last 3-4 seasons. So they're expected to be there or thereabouts, but I think Hibs will come with a charge as well as Hearts as well. Yeah,
no surprise that most of the Hibs fans, and of course Neil Lennon, will look at it and say, look, we need another midfielder.
I think so. Malin has been playing there or thereabouts in there. His delivery, free kicks, everything about him's been fantastic. But I think they could be doing with maybe one centre midfield player just to shore it up in there.
Yeah. Ruffy, is it midfield or is it defence for you, or is it maybe another striker?
No, I think strikers are okay. I think the boy McLaren and Camberry look as if a partnership there, but obviously Boyle supplying the ammunition. I liked the new boy on Saturday. I think he was more direct, a wee bit like McGinn. Maybe obviously not of the same quality, but the more games he gets under his belt, he'll get better. Yeah,
okay. Is your old mate Neil McCann under pressure? That's another defeat. They haven't got any points this season.
I says on Friday on the show that I thought Dundee would have to go to St Johnstone and get a result. Of course the pressure's going to be on. Neil will know that himself. He's not stupid. He's experienced enough to realise that he's got to start winning games, but he needs to start winning games soon, because what you don't want is teams getting away from you. So that would have been a sore one, obviously, what happened last season with the fallout between the two managers.
It's a great game. Nobody's shaking hands at the end of these games between St Johnstone and Dundee. They're not wearing it.
I know, but I think Neil will be slightly worried that his team, they're playing good stuff, they're creating chances, that's the thing. They just need to start putting the ball in the back of the net.
Yeah, okay. Ruffy, Livingston got a good win at St Mirren. And again, Alan Stubbs will be looking, he's crying out for new players, he says.
Mm-hmm. Well, again, when you're down there, that's Lee's been there, you'll take as many players as possible, if you get offered them. And because it's going to be a long, long season. And if you can get a rotation system in there of the players that are sitting on the bench are of equal ability and the guys on the bench, you've got a wee chance. But so he's obviously identified that after a couple of results, maybe he does need 3 or 4.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, 3-3 it was at Fir Park. It was a cracker of a game. Was it what you expected? Was this the step up again in the level of teams that they've been playing, Rangers? Do you think this was their biggest test?
To date, yes. It's always a hard place to go for the Old Firm. The way Motherwell, their direct style of play, it was all about second balls. I thought Rangers were by far the better team in the first half, but silly goals, 2 set plays, and obviously the centre half slipped, which happens every week. But in the new 3-5-2 formation, I thought they looked pretty solid. They passed the ball really well, and when the ball goes out wide, the 2 wide men to get it out their feet and cross it for, obviously Lafferty's come in. Lafferty and Morelos to go and try and get the goals, and the big man making his league debut yesterday didn't let anybody down.
Yeah, I was just about to say, he looks as if you would never have thought he'd signed, 24 hours before. He just looked cool and calm about it all. I beg your pardon, 24 hours before the European game, but in the league game, he just looked as if he fitted straight in.
Yeah, he did. I mean, I thought last season he was great for Hearts, 20 goals in 41 games. It's a great return.
Yeah, see, that's the kind of stats, Ruffy. This is preparation here. This is, he gives you the stats.
That's why I
as
don't
well.
write stuff down, Ruffy copies and stuff. No, but I thought the two of them up front, as Lee says, 3-5-2, totally new formation. I thought they looked good at times. Listen, you can't do anything with goals and slipping it. That's part and parcel. It happens sometimes. But I think he'd be really disappointed at the two set pieces. Tavernier, that's the only question mark I could put against him going forward. I think he's the best in the country up that right side, delivering balls into the box. But I mean, he'll set his self standards. He'll be disappointed looking back on letting his marker go twice.
OK, it finished 3-3 there. We're going to continue our build-up all through the week towards Sunday's game at Celtic Park, Celtic against Rangers. Of course, 30 years ago this very day, there was a special goal from a special player, Ray Wilkins. Yeah, Ray Wilkins, knowing him as a person, he was a brilliant lad. He was a really gifted player, just a fantastic player in my book. And of course, you were there with your old dad watching that game when he scored that goal.
Yes, it was my dad. I think my dad still watches that game. I remember coming back and I had to watch it every day and even know the commentary. What a fantastic goal to score in an Old Firm game. And what a fantastic man he was to have about. Barry will maybe know a little bit more about him than I did, but yes, it's a great tribute to him.
Yeah, OK, just before we go on, I'm willing to extend it a little just to get a wee feel for you guys on this. Give us your thoughts. Sunday's game, Celtic against Rangers.
What the score will be?
Yeah, and why?
I think it'll be tight. I can see Rangers going 3 at the back again, and I can actually see Celtic going 3 at the back as well and making it a change. I'm going for a 1 each. Was that just sitting in the fence? It's blatantly sitting in the fence.
No, it just tells me that you're working with certain people who let you away with that sort of thing. That's all I'm saying to you.
I'm going for 1 each, and for the game to be very close.
Yeah. Is that because now you see, and this is the question I'm going to take on now, because this is the crux of the matter. Is it a case of you see Rangers going for the title this season, or is it a case that you see this Rangers side now capable of closing the gap?
Very capable of closing the gap. A title challenge at this moment in time, not for me. I think Celtic are just not playing well and they're still above Rangers. Celtic, Brendan Rodgers came out yesterday or today to say the team's not playing at a full capacity yet and they wouldn't expect them to be at this early stage in the season. So I think the deadline day is going to have a lot input towards the Old Firm game as well.
OK, Barry, we'll get an early impression from you, knowing full well that it can change as the days progress.
Well, I'm certainly more confident going to Celtic Park on Sunday than I was last season, that's for sure. I just think the type of players that he's brought in are more suited to go and battle and roll their sleeves up. I see a different beast in Rangers at this moment in time. Hopefully Koulibaly, I think he's got a chance of being back. I think he's a big miss in midfield. He's one that can get about, big powerhouse. But I'm like Lee, I think it's going to be close. I'm not saying Rangers are going to take Celtic right to the wire, but it's going to be, they're going to challenge them at least this season, and that's what I think Rangers fans expect, and I think that's what will happen. Going on Sunday, listen, anything can happen in an Old Firm game. Form goes out the window. People are saying Celtic are not playing well at this moment in time. They're not. You can see that yourself. But I've played in plenty of games where I've been going in fully confidence. The team have been in a winning streak, and Celtic have not been great, and Celtic have beat us pretty convincingly. Yeah. Vice versa, the same thing happened. Celtic have been on fire. We went into the game and we've won it. So it's whoever wants it most in the day, Peter.
Did you ever score for Rangers at Celtic Park?
No.
No?
No.
What was it like, Lee?
You want me to give Barry some advice on Old Firm
Listen,
games?
can I just say, if there's ever a time when you've done something that he hasn't done,
I'll rub it in.
wallow in it.
No, what a fantastic day that was. That was to score against your biggest rivals into the Rangers end is fantastic. I know you've done it on a couple of occasions at Hampden and I meant at Ibrox. And yeah, free kick at Hampden obviously it must have been a tremendous feeling, but it's always good to score against your biggest rivals. Yeah. Even with Wigan when scoring against Bolton and stuff.
Oh yeah, they were the games that we all tuned into. Them? Yeah. We've taped them.
See, leading up the game, it's one game that I'm really looking forward to. Like, as Lee mentioned, I think there's going to be systems. Like Rangers, I thought last year when you watched them, they were easy to play against.
Yeah.
For me. Now, obviously, Steven Gerrard, new system against Motherwell. He's trying things out. So it's great. I can't wait. I can't wait for it.
I'm going to say one thing to you before Ruffy, and I can tell Ruffy's got that face as if he's about to leather you. What are you going to say to him?
No, I'm going to say if the guys think that both teams are going to go three at the back, we're going to get goals. No, we laugh at Morelos, and if it's Edouard and Dembele,
and if they go three at the back, top form as well. So
could be 4-4.
Yeah, well,
great.
Hopefully.
The one thing I was going to say to you, and this is the last point before we say farewell tonight, and I'll be honest with you, when Steven Gerrard made this comment, I thought, no, it's just not going to happen. I didn't agree with him when he said, you know, it's not the be-all and defining moment, the Old Firm games. They could still lose all four of them and go on and win the league. I'm sorry, not this season.
Do you think he's maybe trying to take a little bit of pressure off his team as well? So I put that down to good management.
Wee bit of codology.
Yes, lowering the expectation levels, I think, of such a big game on Sunday.
Yep, but listen, you need to beat your biggest rivals. See, to win things, you need to beat Celtic. Celtic are still, for me, favourites. Celtic are still a strong team with a lot of good footballers. So it's a great test for Rangers. They had a test on Sunday at Fir Park. They've got another 2 tests coming up. One in the Europa League away, and then a long travel back, and then an Old Firm game. You need to see how these players can handle it. But I'm pretty confident that they can, so I can't wait for it.
Okay, we're certainly looking forward to it. You can continue the build-up with us all week on the programme, 6 o'clock on our YouTube channel. Ruffy and myself have been together for a good few years as a partnership where we don't necessarily respect each other. It's been a bit nauseating in the studio today because Barry said to Lee, oh, you're great. And he said, no, you're great. Oh, it's been great being with you. Talk us through all your Rangers goals and everything. It's been hard going. So if you've been nauseated like me and Ruffy, 100% apologies for that as well. Thanks to Lee for joining us in the studio, and to Barry, who'll be back on Wednesday. From Ruffy and myself, thanks for watching. Good night.